A human endeavor, the historical Buddha. Among the founders of the world's major religions, the Buddha was the only teacher who did not claim to be other than an ordinary human being. Other teachers were either God or directly inspired by God. The Buddha was simply a human being and he claimed no inspiration from any God or external power. He attributed all his realization, attainments, and achievements to human endeavor and human intelligence. A man and only a man can become a Buddha. Every man has within himself the potential of becoming a Buddha if he so wills it and works at it. Nevertheless, the Buddha was such a perfect man that he came to be regarded in popular religion as superhuman. Man's position, according to Buddhism, is supreme. Man is his own master, and there is no higher being or power that sits in judgment over his destiny. If the Buddha is to be called a savior at all, it is only in the sense that he discovered and showed the path to liberation, to nirvana, the path we are invited to follow ourselves. So, Master, if anybody call itself a being or a human call himself or herself a master, is only related to Satanism, or occultism, whatever you want to say, refer to, just like Freemasonry, Illuminati, Golden Dawn, and all other secret societies, Skull and Bone, etc. It is with this principle of individual responsibility that the Buddha offers freedom to his disciples. This freedom of thought is unique in the history of religion and is necessary because, according to the Buddha, man's emancipation depends on his own realization of truth and not on the benevolent grace of a God or any external power as a reward for his obedient behavior. Life of the Buddha. He claimed himself as a prince at the time, and he had miraculous birth, and he said that he precocious childhood, and he was married and he had a son. He said that he encountered an old man, a sick man, a corpse, and a religious ascetic. He became aware of suffering and became convinced that his mission was to seek liberation for himself and others. He renounced his princely life, spent 6 years studying doctrines, and undergoing yogic austerities. 6. Anybody studying doctrines is not a good indication of any good. And of course, he is studying anything that is also related to yoga. It all goes in a circle. Yoga, Hinduism, Buddhism, everything, they are all the same. From the fallen angels, for from their offsprings, which is Nephilim, and their bloodlines, which also created all the secret societies. To practice mysticism, magic, which is dark forces, dark magic, and in touch with deities, demons, beings that are not humans. He gave up his normal life and spent seven weeks in the shade of a tree again. Anything is all coming from the Bible. right? 7, 3. And finally, one night towards dawn again, the morning star and nightman came. Then he preached sermons and embarked on missionary travels for 45 years. He affected the lives of thousands, high and low. At the age of 80, again related to the Bible, 80, he experienced his parinirvana, extinction itself. So we, not we, the people that follow Buddha, they thought nirvana is heaven, is paradise, but it's not, it's extinction. Zen Buddhism and the occult. Although foreseeing the supernatural, like all else, is illusionary. This does not prevent the supernatural from intruding into the world of Zen. Consider the idolatry in Zen practice. Historically, there is little doubt as to the reality of demons operating behind the mechanism of idolatrous practice. In Zen, as in yoga, chanting, and physical postures may become vehicles to open the door to the supernatural world. Supernatural world, which is what? Demon's world. Oops. To help awaken us to this world of Buddha nature. Zen masters employ yet another modern zazen, namely the chanting of whatever they call the chanting, practicing yoga to in touch with demons. The what's that called? Uh, the fallen angels, the deities. You can pause this video to read through this. So okay, so a more or less meaningless chain of words or names that is supposed to have a magical power in helping the one who is repeating it at some time of extremity. It's all about spells, right? Chanting the same thing, the same word or same phrase over and over again, which means you're doing spell works. So there's some kind of qualities of Buddhas you can evoke by the devotee through certain positions of his hands as well as body postures. Evoke, so which means you evoke the demons, the deities. Emphasis on idolatry, mystical chanting, altered states of consciousness, psychic development can become vehicles to spirit contact. Again, idolatry, mystical, chanting, alter states of consciousness, psychic development to contact spirits. Meditation. Okay. All these words sound so new age. Actually, it's old age and actually is related to or related to occultism. Psychic phenomena and spirits. Again, bring one to the realm of psychic phenomena and spirits through idolatry, mystical. It has to be in mystery, okay? Chanting, casting spells, and using lotus flower that are hallucinogen to hallucinate oneself, alter the state of mind, consciousness, develop psychic development. It's not anything that you develop a psychic development. It's just because you alter your states and you like the spirit contact with in contact with the spirit so that the spirit give you this psychic energies, right? Although they are considered negative, yes, they are negative. Why you want to contact them, the demons? Fantasy, illusory sensation. Okay, so why they can be a pleasant or unpleasant nature? If it's positive, the things that you're practicing or studying is if it's positive, why it will be unpleasant? There's no way. It has to be an occult. Satanists, they practice things that never be positive. It's not a positive thing. That's why it's an unpleasant nature. Entirely mental? Why? That is bizarre. That is like unacceptable. At times be entirely mental. That is crazy, right? Principalities and powers. Okay, so again, pillars never be good. In the three pillars of Zen, psychic powers, we find an in depth discussion of psychic powers. Visions, hallucinations, fantasies, revelations, illusory sensations. So, I don't know. This is insane. Okay, let's see. Introduction to Buddhism. So, our region is from Tibet. Okay, it's from this area. It's right at Himalayas. So it's also related to Hindu because I think they try to branch out so many different religions and related to each other, but nobody knows. Not nobody knows. The majority of people they don't know because they don't do research. They just think that what is trendy is good, is positive, or they just want to be hip person, right? So they follow suit. Fire sacrifices, anything related to fire sacrifices is Satanism and is offering to Satan, to fallen angels, to the deities. To, okay. However, they did not improve conditions for the common man. Nirvana. How does one achieve salvation? All is impermanent, all is cyclical, all is painful, even gods suffer. Notice that they use as gods. Gods means fallen angels. They're not God, okay? They're only gods for one lifetime and then they are reborn lower down. So the goal is nirvana in Buddhism. Nirvana is extinction, not going to heaven, not going to paradise, is extinct. Okay? Shiva as Lord of the Dance. So basically is related to Hinduism. So and then uh, again they always say they have divine energy. Divine is also related to occult, occultism, witchcraft, spell works, spells, casting spells. Try it again. Anything is all actually, influenced by God, the Bible. And they say they're not. They just in touch with the demons, the deities, those beings that need to possess humans. They don't have a body. They need to feed by human energy, sacrifice, cosmos. Within the cosmos, again, they always use the cosmo energy, right? The nature, they use everything that God's created. They extract the energies from that to empower them. Shiva the destroyer. Okay, going back here. Let's see. Buddhist magic. Magic. Definition. Definition means witchcraft, tarot, right? Tarot, witchcraft, spell, casting spells, enchantment. Magical practice to control. Okay. Who can be free from error? No one. So, Tibetan Book of Spells illustrate his ideas about Buddhist magic. So, what exactly is Buddhist magic, and why is it useful? According to the book, it encompasses curing such things as psychotic episodes and seizures. Oh my. Illness caused by demons, rituals for worshipping various deities, ring making, fortune telling, invisibility, and all matters connected with pregnancy, psychotic episodes and seizures. That these illnesses caused by demons. You need to worship them by using rituals. Okay. This list certainly demonstrates the importance of magic within the Buddhist system, but it also links Buddhism to older beliefs. For example, as Van Schaik, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, sorry, tells us the literature of spells predated the Buddhism. Vajrayana or Tantric Buddhism. So the spells work in Buddhism, okay? Buddhist system, and which the majority of the people don't know because they haven't reached that level yet. From my understanding, you need to be a high ranking practitioner in order to know what to do, what to practice, and such system is similar. Actually, it's exactly the same as Freemasonry and Illuminati, right? The basic levels of people that practice at the club, like Freemasonry, they don't know what's going on. They just thought it's just like a club, and practice something that is like weird. But only the high levels know what is actually going on and actually using those sacrificial rituals to gain powers and connect to demons or possessed by demons. The shift path to enlightenment. So it's not rejected by anybody, but it's still practicing. is very much alive and well today, and that for the vast majority of practitioners, divination, amulets, and the world of spirits are still very much part of their experience of being Buddhist. Mindfulness, practicing mindfulness, which means you disarm yourself from protecting yourself from the demons and spirits, all those entities to possess you. Meditation and all related to magic. All of these contain spells, invocations, and magic formula, many of which are directed as being useful for the same purpose. Technically, it's a witchcraft. It focuses definition of magic based on his assimilation of comparative practices. It focuses on worldly ends such as healing, protection, divination, manipulation of emotions, and sometimes killing. Buddhist magic has been around for a long time, and as Buddhism spread from India into other parts of Asia, mantras, magical circles, amulets, ritual implements like arrows, daggers were all part of early Buddhist magical practices long before they became features of Tantric Buddhism. Again, that's only high level practitioner knows because they try to get as many people practice this so-called religion as possible, such as the same tactic to just get like as many members as possible, to join the club, to join Freemasonry, Illuminati, or the secret societies until you reach the top level. Then you are too deep to pull out. If you run away, try to run away, they just technically can find you. They can find you anywhere you go. You cannot hide. So wherever Buddhism went, so did its accompanying magic, and people used it, lay folk and monks alike. Spells appear in such core texts as the Lotus